According to ProPublica, SWAC Athletic Conference tax filings by the year 2023, the payments for SWAC officials, Charles McClellan, Commissioner, $350,000. $350,000. Ashley Robertson. Ashley Robertson, athletic director from D. Jackson State University. This isn't all just, it's called a clickbait, but I warned you up front, let's start some rumors. The SWAC appears to be stuck in a mode of just not moving, not progressing, and not striving to get better. So the rumor we're going to start here, and I'm being honest with you. Ashley Robertson is going to be the next commissioner of the SWAC. All the things that you wanted to accomplish are going to be accomplished, or at least tried. The SWAC doesn't give a damn about the playoff system. SWAC as a whole cannot move up as a conference because of NCAA rules and regulations. But there's not stopping 10 teams and or 12 teams, let's say 10, let's give them 10 teams. 10 HBCU teams moving up to the FBS. With Kamala Harris, the new president of America, an HBCU grad herself, puts a little pressure on the NCAA to allow the 10 best and brightest HBCUs to move up to the FBS, led by a new commissioner, Ashley Robertson. So Ashley gathers 10 teams, defunks a couple of conferences in the way of doing it. 10 teams he brings up, of course, number 1, Jackson State. Number 2, FAMU. Number 3, Tennessee State. Number 4, Southern and Grambling, so 4 and 5. Oh, SC State. Oh, North Carolina A&T. Norfolk State. Hampton and Howard. That's the 10 that comes up. The 10 that makes the move. With Ashley firmly in charge. ESPN wants to get the contracts. TNT jumps in with a big offer. TNT says, hey, we'll give you a 10-year billion-dollar contract. $100 million a year to cover basketball, football, and all sports. Because you have the historic names of these schools. You have the historic regions. You have big TV markets like Memphis, Nashville, New Orleans, Jackson, well, that's Memphis area. You have, of course, your title game every year in Atlanta. You have Charlotte. You have the Virginia corridor. You have Tallahassee. Now each school is getting $10 million a year for 10 years to focus on sports, add to their budget. Now, of course, the first couple of years, they're doormats. They're basically in Conference USA. But after about 3 years, they turn an edge. When Jackson State decides to put their nuts where their mouth is, they don't sound right. We know what I'm talking about. And start winning outside of the conference. Grambling starts asserting its dominance as the Black Notre Dame actually beats Notre Dame. and they renamed Notre Dame the White Grambling. Recruits flock from the South, from the cathedrals that were LSU and Alabama, over to the HBCUs. That's after 5 years. After 8 years, the HBCU conference is now thriving, dominating. Not only getting into bowl games, they were also winning bowl games. By year 9, it's in the first ever team to the college football playoff. By year 10, they send 3, and 1 wins. That's in the football realm of it. But see, Ashley has smartened up. Before the 10-year contract expired, he renegotiated. Instead of having a 10-year billion-dollar contract, the HBCUs now have a 10-year, $10 billion contract. They start to play them old rivalry games again, Jackson versus Alcorn. But Jackson is now Alcorn's money game. See, this is what a thriving conference can do. By moving up the ranks, keeping your identity, and then using the money to further your agenda. Ashley Robinson has went from being one of the best young ADs to the best commissioner in FBS. In fact, in year 10, when the college football playoff championship game, which was being held in Atlanta, is putting Jackson State versus Grambling. Every conference, quote unquote Power 4 conference, is trying to buy Ashley out of this conference. Only problem is, Ashley has worked so hard to get so much money for this conference, nobody can outpay what they're willing to pay to keep them. So, within that 10-year time frame, the cathedrals that were being built by black sweat and black blood is now being built for HBCUs. You see, Grambling no longer has 4 home games a year. Now they got 4 road games a year. Southern University, even though it's in the better part of town than LSU, they have more people in attendance than LSU. Could have a bigger stadium. And they've actually won games against LSU at home. This is what can happen. You think outside the box, and what would it actually take to accomplish this? Take a step. Get somebody in who knows to take that first step. You can't start running until you start walking. You can't start walking until you get up. And people, Mr. McClellan was very comfortable in that chair. I think it's time we let Ashley put on them J's and get to running. Coach Simmons, and like I said, this is just rumors, right? Let's see how far rumors go. Because right now, we ain't going nowhere. I'm out.